Time now for the Pair Chill 4 o'clock news and it's Tuesday afternoon, December 1st, 2015. Good afternoon and evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins out here. 4 o'clock news at I there. Top story at 4 o'clock on this Tuesday afternoon here is in Chicago, where Mayor Ron Emanuel asked the Chicago's police superintendent on Tuesday responded to an uproar over a white police officer shooting a black teenager 16 times in anger at the police department resisting for more than a year release of a video. In Washington, the Pentagon plans to send additional U.S. Special Operations Forces to Iraq to conduct raids on Islamic State targets in Iraq and Syria, Defense Secretary Ash Carter told Congress on Tuesday. On Monday evening, Stephen Greg Fisk has found dead at his home in Juneau. Weeks earlier, the 70-year-old fisherman had unseated Merrill Sanford to become the mayor of Alaska's capital city. 60 years ago, Rosa Parks defied the segregationist Jim Crow laws at a time to refuse to give up her seat on a Montgomery, Alabama bus for a white male passenger. In Istanbul, a pipe bomb left on a highway overpass near Istanbul subway station exploded Tuesday, wounding 5 people, a local official said. The way pilots responded to a technical malfunction resulted in the crash of an Air Asia flight in the Java Sea, killing all 162 people on board, investigators said on Tuesday. Tensions between Russia and Turkey are already playing different roles in Syria's bloody civil war, as escalated with the down of a Russian warplane on November 24th. Beirut, Al-Qaeda's Syrian wing freed 16 Lebanese soldiers and policemen on Tuesday in exchange for the release of the jailed Islamists, including ex-Waffen Islamic State leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Jeremy Corbyn's decision allowed Labour MPs a free vote as guaranteed David Cameron and a parliamentary majority to bomb Syria before a word of the debate on Wednesday has been uttered. Germany to send tankers, jets, frigate, and troops, but won't participate in airstrikes. The ship came after the direct appeal from France last week. In Seoul, North Korea is preparing to pay grand tribute to deceased leader Kim Jong-il, but the country appears to be stepping up to the department of its citizens abroad. If Donald Trump fates, Senators Cruz and Rubio could end up in the last 2 GOP contenders in mid-March. They would likely steer the party in different directions on foreign policy and national security. William Porter, one of the 6 Baltimore City police officers charged in connection with the death of Freddie Gray, walks to the courthouse and the jury selected a trial on Monday in Baltimore as a Florida woman who posted a picture of Facebook with a dog with its mouth taped was charged by Cary police on Monday with a misdemeanor cruelty to animals following a search that spanned 3 states. When the bill to legalize MMA in New York failed to pass in 2009, it was easy to point the finger at the sports' most staunch opponent, Democratic Assemblyman Bob Riley, who was linked MMA to dog fighting and prostitution. In Somersworth, New Hampshire, Martin O'Malley, the failing and trailing Democratic presidential candidate, proposed a 4-key gun reform in the wake of the last week's shooting at a Planned Parenthood clinic in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Puerto Rico is staggering under a $72 billion public debt load that its governor had said that the U.S. territory cannot pay and must restructure. Manufacturing in the U.S. unexpectedly contracted in the November fastest pace since the last recession, as elevated inventories led to cutbacks in order and reductions. Chicago for the 3rd consecutive quarter. U.S. CEOs expressed growing caution about the country's economic prospects and in the short term, and the board said that it is expected to curtail capital investments over the next 6 months, according to a survey release. The Financial Times reported that Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway could be considered a bid for electricity transmission company ITC Holdings. National Grid and natural gas customers in Massachusetts are going to get another break this winter, as the company announced today in the Waltham, Massachusetts, a 5% drop in the total electrical natural gas bill. And now, closing stock market report here. The Dow end of the day up 158.58 points, up to close at 17,878.50. S&P 500 up 22.21 points to close at 2,102.61, and Nasdaq up 47.64 points to close at 5,156.31. More than ever, Japan on Tuesday set out to kill more than 300 whales to fight global aircraft from activists and calls from some world leaders to halt the hunt. President Obama has long made clear that he wants to act on climate change to be part of the legacy, and Tuesday in Paris he raised the stakes. Paleontologists have found what they believe is the biggest dinosaur site in Scotland, one that includes hundreds of huge footprints from plant-eating sauropods dated around 170 million years ago. For many sexually active teens, one drop of blood can tell the future, and 10 minutes of rapid tests can tell if a teen has human immunodeficiency virus or HIV disease that attacks the immune system and can lead to AIDS. Taking in just a few pills before and after sex can reduce the risk of HIV infection by 86%, and the study shows the pills contain 2 anti-AIDS medications, The number of people in newly diagnosed with diabetes continued to be declining after decades of increased that transform what was once a disease of the old into a public health crisis that affects even the children. Genetic engineering is a new but CRSPR, and it's done in fast, flexible, cheap way to manipulate the code of life. In Bedford, New Hampshire, a 3-alarm fire for Burley Terrace and Dwelling Fire mutually was on the way as it was a huge 6,000 square foot, 2.5-story wood frame residential structure. Fair Channel News time is 4:05, and it's time now for sports reporter the Celtics and the Bruins of the night off. Here, LeBron James never faced Kobe Bryant in an NBA Finals. It's a real shame that two of the best players in a generation missed one another. Oakland, California. Luke Walton can be recognized for what he's done in the Golden State Warriors to a historic start. Even though his record as an interim coach is technically 0-0. Nassau, Bahamas. Tiger Woods has yet to swing in golf clubs since triathlon going procedures troublesome back and was unable to commit to playing golf all next year. The Miami Marlins might hire Barry Bonds and hitting instructor regardless of what angry backlash may trigger he wouldn't be at such a bad hire. And Josh McCann's season is over, but Patan not ready to name Johnny Manziel starter for the Cleveland Browns. Pure Challenge News time, 4:06 on this Tuesday afternoon, going into Tuesday evening to sign off for a travel report. Let's start you off down and down here. We're 95 on the southbound side, a little slow from Deckard all the way to downtown Providence here. 146 on the southbound side, slow before Route 95 in downtown Providence here. 95 on the northbound side is slow from that was after downtown Providence here. Jamestown and Newport bridges are looking good, but Mount Hope Bridge and Bristol and Portsmouth is slow here. 146 on the northbound side, a little slow after Route 99 in Lincoln, Rhode Island here. 95 on the southbound side, slow from 495 in Mansfield all the way up to 295 in Ann Arbor here. 24 on the southbound side, slow from 495 in Random to Route 44 in Random here. Route 25 on the eastbound side is a little slow around Reservoir around Route 6 and 28, and the Bourne and Sagamore bridges are looking good here. Route 6 is looking good from Sagamore all the way at the Orleans. Route 6 on the westbound side, a little slow for the East Sam stretch. 20 on the northbound side, a little slow for the Falmouth stretch here. 95 on the southbound side is slow from 120 in Canton all the way up to Route 1 in Sharon here. 24 on the southbound side, slow after Route 120 in Canton here. 290 on the westbound side, it's a little slow before 190 in Worcester all the way up to Route 9 in Worcester here. All the highways in Springfield, Massachusetts are looking good. As 91 is looking good from the Connecticut border all the way up in the Greenfield there. In Boston vicinity here, starting off with 93 on the southbound side, it is slow on the Southeast Expressway in front of the Pike all the way at the Braintree split. Southeast Expressway on the northbound side is backed up from Quincy all the way at the Dart Church due to an accident here on the Southeast Expressway on the northbound side around Route 203 in Quincy, so expect delays here. Tipping Tunnel on the both ends is very slow on the southbound side. It's slow on the northbound side. At the Tipping Tunnel 93 in Boston here. Mass back in the eastbound side, it is slow from Southeast Expressway in Boston all the way at the Logan Airport. Mass back into the westbound side, slow for the South Boston stretch, and then hit brakes again from the Elson Burton tolls all the way at the Natick, Mass here. And we got an accident mass back into the westbound side around the Brighton area, so expect some delays here. 93 on the northbound side, so from the Zachem Bridge all the way at the Medford here. Route 1 on the northbound side is so from Route 16 to Route 16 in Revere. 120 on the northbound side it is so from 2A Lexington all the way out to Redden Wakefield stretch. 120 on the southbound side it is so from Route 2 in Lexington all the way up to Waltham and hit the brakes again from the Mass Pike in Weston all the way out to Route 9 in Wellesley and hit the brakes again from Great Plain Avenue in Needham all the way out to Route 24 in Randolph and Route 120 on the southbound side so from Route 37 to the Braintree split. 120 on the northbound side so from the split all the way out to 24 in Randolph here. 93 on the northbound side, the accident before Route 120 in Stoneham, so expect delays here. Route 3 on the northbound side, so from 62 in Burlington all the way up the before Route 495 and Lowell. Route 495 on the southbound side is so from Route 3 in Tewksbury all the way out to Route 3 in Lowell here. 93 on the northbound side, so from 120 Redden all the way out to Route 129 in Wilmington and hit the brakes again from 62 in Wilmington all the way out to Route 110 in Lawrence here. 495 on the northbound side, it is slow for the Lawrence stretch here. Up in New Hampshire here, it's looking good except for the Spalding Turnpike on the northbound side. It is a little slow for the Newington stretch here. 95 on the northbound side of the main turnpike, a little slow around the New York Toll Plaza here. And up in Maine here, Main Turnpike looking good from New York to Augusta via Portland here. And 295 on the northbound side looking good from Portland to Gardner here. Okay, let's take a look at MBTA alerts here at 4:09 here. Ferries, they are looking good here. On the subway system, Blue Line express to modern laser disabled train at State Street Station here. On the commuter rail, Stoughton Line train 9:16, 3:23 p.m. Stoughton is operating 10:50 minutes beyond schedule between Route 1 train and South Station here. Peter Channel News on 4:10, time now for weather report and latest radar situation shows some lines of rain showers from central Cape Downs and stretching in the southeastern Massachusetts and southern Rhode Island and coming to much of Connecticut and around Long Island from Southfield all the way out to New York City, and some spotty patchy rain showers around Norton and Mansfield and stretching up to Woonsocket, patchy rain showers around Brockton and Marshfield and Plymouth here, and some spotty rain showers around north of Boston and stretching up past Route 2 and up in the Leominster down for Worcester and stretching down for Springfield. And we've seen some spotty sleet and rain showers southeast of North Adams and taking you up to Northern New Hampshire where some lots of ice and rain around the central portion of New Hampshire from 93 from McCoy up to the Meredith and up to White Mountain, New Hampshire, and some rain and sleet around Berlin, New Hampshire, and stretching all the way out to western Maine from Rumford up to Auburn, Lewis, in Maine, and some spotty rain showers around Sparkle Lake in Maine, and also some sleet and rain showers from Montpelier, stretching up into Morristown, some spotty rain showers from Route 7 from Burlington down for Rutland and up into St. Albans, and raining up in Plattsburgh, New York, with some spotty sleet showers west of Plattsburgh. Here. Okay. Take a look at our 7-day forecast. It goes like this here. For tonight, rain mainly for 1 a.m. Then showers likely after 1 a.m. Petrobras low around 41 degrees. Then calm wind becoming northwest around 5 miles an hour. Anticipation 9%. New precipitation between a 10 and 1 inch possible. For Wednesday, showers likely before 1 p.m. Then rain may after 1 p.m. Areas that fall before 8 a.m. High around 51 degrees and light and variable wind. Anticipation 8%. New precipitation between a 10 and 1 inch possible. For Wednesday, rain may for 1 a.m. Then chance of showers after 1 a.m. Low around 45 degrees and south with about 5 to 7 miles an hour. Anticipation is 9% becoming southwest at midnight. New precipitation between a 1/4 inch possible here. For Thursday, slight chance of showers before 10 a.m. Mostly south sky, how about 50 degrees and west with about 8 to 17 miles an hour. Gusts as high as 34 miles an hour. Anticipation 20%. For Thursday, most good sky about 31 degrees. For Friday, Sunday, most good sky, how about 46 about 31 degrees. For Saturday, Sunday, most good sky, how about 45 about 29 degrees. For Sunday, Sunday, most good sky, how about 50 about 32 degrees. For Monday, most sunny podcast sky, how about 47 about 32 degrees. And for Tuesday, parts of that sky, how about 49 degrees. Currently in Norton, 45 degrees overcast skies. Humidity is 71%, and that is going to be it for the Peter Chill 4 o'clock news on this Tuesday afternoon, December 1st, 2015. I'm Peter, so hope you have a good evening and a good bye. See you at 11 o'clock for a late hour report. Have a good evening.